So Ricky, today we finally got to experiment and play around with the Rode wireless audio system Filmmaker kit. And we're gonna show you today exactly what we think of this now that we got a chance to play with it. In fact, you're listening to it right now, so take a look. So today we're gonna tell you what we think the good and the bad is on the Rode wireless audio system Filmmaker kit. And we've got a chance to play with it. And we've got two of them now. In fact, you're listening to them right now. So let's just dive right in and let's talk about all the good and the bad and the little things that we found out today.
So you can't really tell with our black shirts on, but Chris and I actually are both mic'd up to the RodeLink right now. And so this is what it looks like. It's actually really nice. You know, we've had a video in the past where we kind of unboxed it and kind of had a chance to play with it.
Yeah.
But actually the last 3 videos or so I've shot, I did with this. And the reason why is it's really convenient. That's what I found. Rather than having to get the shotgun mic set up perfectly out of the shot, this comes in handy and it has a place for us in our videos.
Absolutely. I would say that the shotgun mic sounds better to me. Right now we're recording on the Rodes where the mics that come with them, the lapel mics or the lav mics, they're good. I wouldn't say they're the best in the world. And so the shotgun mic that we use with the Tascam certainly is a step up. But this, with the little Saramonic box that allows us to take 2 of these and then have one output into our camera, I was really surprised at how good it sounded.
So the first thing is this is hooked in directly into our camera. There's no external recorder. So the audio is embedded with the video.
Correct.
1. And 2, normally you wouldn't be able to have 2 of these, right? So Chris, why don't you fire that up and show them what we're looking at. This is quite the little rig we've got set up, and we did a little bit of preliminary testing and it does sound pretty good.
So we have our G85 here with the 1 input, but before I show you that, we have each of the Rode receivers. These are wireless and they have nice locking connectors. You can see I'm on channel 2, Ricky's on channel 1. I think you can do up to maybe 8 or 64 channels, I can't remember. But both of these go into the Saramonic. And then we can adjust the levels separately before they go into the camera. In fact, Ricky, why don't you come around here and we'll look at the front of this. We've got our inputs and we've got an output. So the 2 receivers or our 2 mics go into the Saramonic, and then out of the Saramonic it goes into our Panasonic G85. Now the nice thing is that on the Saramonic you notice there was an M and an S, so you can combine these into dual mono tracks, which means that both of the mics are on both channels essentially, or you can make them stereo so that one mic is on the left, one mic is on the right, and you can do a little more in post with that. So Saramonic so far, it's $50. I think this thing is, I'm sold on it, and it allows us to, it has the little cold shoes for these plus a 3rd cold shoe on the top. So we potentially could put a shotgun mic up here, but it doesn't have 3 inputs, so that wouldn't work. But the point is that this little setup here so far has been working great. We're not using the Tascam today, but yeah, this is our first go at it, and we've done a lot of playing with the settings, and I think we landed on 0 dB on our transmitters, and we landed on cranking up the Saramonic a little past 12 o'clock, and then on the Panasonic we're all the way at -12, and this seems to be working pretty well.
So the idea is without that Saramonic, you wouldn't be able to hook up 2 of these, right?
Right, and I mean, like right now, I have the freedom to move wherever I want. There's no wire sticking out except into my pocket or my belt. I don't have to worry about the shotgun mic and where I'm actually at. And this is nice, especially if you're moving around in a large area. And that's what you've used it for, especially now that you're gonna be doing more shop videos. This is a perfect solution. Let's talk about some of the things that we found that were, I don't want to call them negatives, but they certainly things to keep in mind. 1, and you might notice this in this video, my voice, depending on how good we EQ it, my voice sounded a little muffled, and we tried both mics for my voice. Ricky's voice sounded much brighter and in my opinion a little nicer and with very little need for EQ. So I think that probably speaks to the quality of the lapel mic, which is, like I said, it's probably good, but not great.
Your worry was that you sounded muffled, right?
Yeah, I thought something was wrong with maybe my mic, but we did some testing and it's just my voice.
And I've done tests where we've compared footage with the boom mic and the RodeLink wireless, and I'll tell you that it doesn't sound as good. And you mentioned my voice sounds better. That's probably debatable, but I think I sound muffled as well. But I think at the end of the day, if having one of these just hooks onto your pocket and you don't have to worry about it, and you can get on with whatever it is you're talking about in your video. And if that helps your use case, then it's a valuable tool to have.
Yeah. We tried both the mono setting with the Saramonic and then the stereo, and I think what we landed on was that our voices and our levels were close enough and we could adjust with the Saramonic that we went with the mono, meaning in post, we don't have the ability to, for instance, EQ his voice separately from mine. So if we do any effects, it's going to apply to both of our voices, but for YouTube and our little experimentation, I think it's fine. So one thing we were concerned about was that my voice would be picked up on Ricky's mic and his would be picked up on mine. And that is true.
And originally we were thinking, well, maybe we'll shoot it in stereo. So my mic would be on the left channel, yours would be on the right, and then we'd have to splice it back and forth together. And could you imagine a 10-minute video, how much work that would be?
Yeah.
And the good news is we went to mono, and how did you feel it sounded?
I feel like it sounded just fine.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with the results. We should say that, you know, what is mono really and what is stereo? I think this microphone is a mono microphone. There aren't two different capsules, and yours is a mono microphone. The question is, do we record them separately, or do we mix them and then record them together? And that's what the Saramonic is deciding for us. With the mono setting, it's taking both of ours and putting them together. And in that case, it's actually making two mono tracks where both of our voices are on both tracks. The stereo setting puts your voice on one, my voice on the other. Little more options in post, but I think the former option is the quicker one for us and is just fine.
And yeah, I actually think it sounded really good on mono. I think there's a little bit more warmth from the fact that we've got two microphones picking me up. And the end result was good, and if it's a lot less work,
maybe you can tell us in the comments how it sounds, because we didn't listen to it on headphones, and I think I can tell you this weekend I was listening to some YouTube videos with headphones, which sometimes I do, but a lot of times it's just my speaker on my phone, and I noticed good audio and bad audio much more clearly. So I think we need to start listening through headphones before we publish anything.
Yeah.
But you can tell us in the comments what you think.
So most of our videos have been shot with the Audio-Technica shotgun microphone. And so now the last couple have been on this new RodeLink. So we're really curious, what do you guys think? How does it sound? What do you think? Is it a major step back if we used it or not? We'd love to hear what you guys think. If you have any other opinions or comments or suggestions that we could benefit from.
And we should say that this is being recorded directly into the Panasonic G85, whose preamps are probably not the greatest. The reason why is because we have the Tascam, but I'm not going to mention names. Somebody lost the SD card that goes into the Tascam, and we don't have a small enough one. Yes, a small enough one to fit in there. It only takes like 32 gigs or below. So we had to just go with the G85. And you know what? You just got to make it work. But we could record into the Tascam. And in fact, I think we could then output from the Tascam to the G85 and record both. And we'd have sort of a backup potentially. I'll just tell you some of the things that I do really appreciate about the Rode just overall. I think the build quality of the receiver and transmitter are just, they're awesome. They're just real, like, you know that these things can take abuse. They're well made, they're kind of rubberized, and I love that about them. And I think the pairing has been seamless. I think we've walked far away and it works well far away. Those are great. I think the included lapel mic is probably on the cheaper side, but as you can tell, sounds fine. But I have to say, for $400 compared to something like the Sennheiser, which is going to be, you know, in the $1,000 range maybe for one channel, I think, depending on the models, I kind of think this is a great way to get your feet wet. I don't know. I love them, and I don't know if we're going to keep using our shotgun mic. Maybe we'll have it set up, but you know, you have a bigger boom, you have an extra cable. This is kind of nice.
It is. But for shots like this where we're sitting together, it's
shotgun
not
would
such
be
a hard
fine.
deal. But if I'm doing something and building something, there's no way I'm moving a shotgun microphone around. It's just too much work for a one-man operation. Unless you want to come over and help me out with that. You know.
I definitely could do that.
Now, one of the things they mention is it's an omnidirectional lav mic.
Right.
So that's kind of a double-edged sword. It's good and bad. It's good because even if you're moving your head as you're talking, for example, you're looking over here and looking over there, it'll pick you up really well, and there won't be that cutoff like there would be in a shotgun. But the problem is it's really prone to picking up echo. So, for example, we've got this curtain behind us, so it should be okay. There shouldn't be too much echo. But if you're in a small room, you're going to hear the echo much more than on our shotgun microphone.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind and make sure that the room you're working in. Outdoors, I found it sounded really great. There was no problems with echoes, and so that's something. AA battery life, by the way, can I tell you?
Yeah.
8 hours. unbelievable.
Pretty good.
I used it for 8 hours and it was like down a bar, and I just keep recharging. And I'm using rechargeable batteries, by the way.
Yeah.
So both the receiver and the transmitter take 2 AA's. The battery life is superb. I just leave it on. I left it on while I was recording with my camera. Just left it on for 8 hours while I was doing some work in the kitchen, and it lasted the entire time with room to spare. It was fantastic. And the 100-meter range, I don't think we've gone out to 300 feet.
326 feet. I don't know. It's something like that, but yes.
But even through walls and garage doors and all that kind of stuff, it's fantastic. There's no dropouts or anything. The audio quality and this transmitter receiver is superb.
I always love to take things and upgrade them if possible. So I'm looking at third-party options for better lav mics, because ideally I'd like to get almost the same quality as our shotgun mic. And if we can replace these with maybe a $200 lav mic, I think I'd be willing to spend that money. It's just that, keep in mind, the pinouts and all that are not the same across everyone, as I'm finding out. So maybe we'll do a follow-up video on that. But it is nice that you can pull this out and put some other mic in, and you're good to go.
Remember, you needed that attenuator cable.
Yeah.
So for example, the Tascam, and if you're recording to an external recorder versus into the G85, the levels and what it expects the audio levels to be might be different. So here on the transmitter, you have options for 0, plus 10 dB, and plus 20 dB. So if you're coming out and you're looking at your levels and it's way too low, you can boost that here. And inversely, if whatever you're recording into expects a much lower kind of an attenuated signal, then on the receiver, the options are 0, -10, and -20. So you can kind of dial that in, and once you know what you're doing, you never mess with it again.
Another thing that's very cool is both the transmitter and the receiver can run on micro USB. Now, I don't know if they can run and charge at the same time, but in theory, if you take the batteries out of here and you plug in a micro USB, these things could run. So if you have a battery-powered rig like Ricky does, you could run these almost indefinitely, not indefinitely, but you could run these without the AA's. And
yeah, it's really easy on the camera side because the receiver, just plug into USB, doesn't move very much. On this one, I guess you could get a smaller battery bank, USB powered. Now you'd have 2 things to put in your pocket. But honestly, with the 8-hour battery life, I really think you'd be fine with just AA's.
Keep a couple extra AA's and you just throw them in there, good to go.
And they mentioned the one-touch pairing. That's true. I paired it one time, and I have turned them on and off, pulled the batteries out, put the batteries back in, and I turned them on, and it says connected. There's been 0 issue. And now Chris brought his over. He's on channel 2. I'm on channel 1. Yeah, it's fantastic. The electrical engineering that goes involved with the RF transmission and everything, it's fantastic. It's perfect.
Yeah. Been really happy with these. Now, of course, as you know, anything that's wireless, I mean, if you live near a radio tower or a bunch of Wi-Fi that's government testing, who knows, right?
By the way, this is 2.4 gigahertz, which is what I have a 2.4 network for older devices and things that don't have the AC 5 gigahertz band, but no problems.
I can tell you that because I used to work for a company and I did Wi-Fi testing. This is back in the early 2000s, but microwaves run on 2.4 gigahertz. So if you have your microwave running, that could be
Should I try that?
Let's try it.
Do it. Keep talking.
You should walk over there so you're close to it.
You want some tea and crumpets?
Microwave running. You stand near it.
So I don't even know what. Is it bad run a microwave without anything in it?
You'll be fine. That's only like $1,000. It's only money.
Void my warranty or something? I don't know.
Okay, I'd stop it now.
So no problem, right? I'll stop it?
Yeah. We'll have to check in post if there's noise, but I'll tell you what, you'll know. We don't know right now.
Yeah.
But, all right, it's now the future. Was there noise? Yes. Okay, let's shoot it again. No. we just counter
Choose your own adventure?
Choose your own adventure.
All right, either way.
We're going to wrap this up because I have to tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with Rode. In fact, give me that camera right there. I'm going to do a video on the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, which, by the way, kind of falling in love with. These guys, these wireless kits, I love them. I've had some other Rode mics, and you know what those videos are where I had lots of problems. And so I'm love-hate with Rode, but right now, somewhere around there, right now, I'm loving Rode. I feel like they're a company that probably tries stuff and then figures out, okay, we got to fix this and come out with a new product. And they've addressed some issues, and so totally psyched. I can highly recommend Rode. Who is the RodeLink wireless audio system Filmmaker kit for?
So to be honest, if you were a filmmaker, you'd probably get a higher end.
Yeah,
laptop.
probably filmmakers are not using this, right?
But if you're a YouTuber, if you make videos or you want to just home videos and things like that, absolutely. It's a small little device that you put on top of your camera. It doesn't have much weight to it. You can walk around freely, have the camera stationary. If you're a one-man operation, like I often am, or if you often are, sometimes we're together, it makes life so much easier. So in that regard, for anybody who is into YouTube videos or just home videos in general and wants to be able to do a lot of stuff remotely, wirelessly, without worrying about moving the mic around, it's a really awesome unit. So price is about $400.
$400 US. Oh, warning. Sorry, I got a timeout. Rode has a thing up at the top of their website. Big red banner, it's been there for months. If you buy on Amazon and it is not sold and shipped by Amazon, chances are it's sold by someone else, and it may be a legitimate Rode product, but they will not honor the warranty. It has to say sold and shipped by Amazon.com. Please
so do yourself a favor and follow our links, because we will do the we'll be fastidious and we'll make sure that that's all sorted out.
But sometimes if you follow our links, sometimes you'll end up on a third-party seller. Do not buy a Rode product from a third-party Amazon seller. Really, if it's out of stock, it won't hurt our feelings. But
so sold by and fulfilled by Amazon.
You don't want, I don't know if it says fulfilled by. It needs to say sold by Amazon.com. I think it might even say sold and shipped by. But if it says fulfilled by Amazon and it has like ABC Toys or something, Rode will not honor the warranty.
Okay, good to
And
know.
I think there's a lot of counterfeits out there. I don't know if this one is counterfeited very much. We love the Rode wireless Filmmaker kits. We can highly recommend them. Little expensive, $400, but you've heard the quality. You tell us what you think. And I think that's about it, right?
Yeah. So thank you guys as always for watching. Leave us your comments if you have any input or suggestions or questions or anything else. Of course, as always, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. We'll have links to the stuff in the description or in the comments below. Just take a look.
Yeah, if you can, hitting those links, it helps us, puts a few pennies in our pocket. We do appreciate it if you're able to. That's the best way to help us out and support us. And we're just going to keep making videos. And remember, oh wait, I'm Chris. No wait, you're Chris.
Keep making videos, like whether you like it or not. Is that the implication there?
We're making them,
whether they like it or not.
That's right. We're making them.
So
we are 2-Bit Da Vinci.
We are.
And remember, they are only sound waves.
Absolutely. We'll catch you guys next time.
I think it was Big Bang Theory. There's the two girls were talking. It's like, you said Star Wars. She's like, Star Trek, Star Wars, what's the difference? And the other girl goes, there's no difference. But guys get really cranky when you mix them up.
How about Futurama when Fry mixes up the Star Wars Trek with the Star Trek Wars? So the Star Wars Trek was a mass immigration of Star Wars characters for some reason, and the Star Trek Wars were the wars fought on Star...
Okay, I haven't watched every Futurama yet, so I need to find that episode.
And whose fault is that?
It's Netflix. No, it's still on Netflix. Okay.